Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable and earn a payout. And this week I was actually on a trip back to my hometown, so sorry if the quality is a bit low compared to usual. And I was still trading, but the hours were pretty scuffed. And with so much news this week, I only got about 2 to 3 trades in. So that being said, let's just get straight into the trades. Alright, looking at the high time, we were in a bullish trend and it developed a 1 hour order block which we could look to retrace into. We did also sweep out a high and had an unswept drawn liquidity higher which we could potentially look to sweep, but since we did get the sweep of the recent drawn liquidity and new bullish PDRs we can retrace to, I was pretty 50-50 for what price could do. We were starting to accumulate a bit on the low time frame, but I'll wait and see what the market looks like when it's closer to my optimal trading time at market open. And I was waiting for a sell for a while, but during market open we got a huge displacement up to sweep out the LRLs and prominent drawn liquidity to the buy side. Because of this, I was thinking we could catch the move down from price trying to rebalance from the sweep, like the classic AMD move. Since that was the case, I was primarily looking for shorts down to the 1 hour order block which could act as that retracement. I sat for waiting for a little bit and saw the 1 minute change in state delivery to the sell side, and because of that, plus the low volume after the price swept out the draw on liquidity, it made me more inclined to take shorts, and what ended up happening was that I got fucked in less than a second with slippage, gave me a total loss of 400. Fast as I got and stopped out, I swear. And for what I could have done better, there was quite a few PDRAs I missed out on, which if I noted down, I could have told me the indication for longs. We did break through to the buy side disregarding the initial bearish change in state delivery from pre-market, and from that we also created a breaker which price retested and continued higher off of. We then created a new 1 minute order block using the 1 minute high low golden zone OTE plus the fake out from the LRLs developed to the sell side. This made for a really nice entry up to the recently made high. I think I was too attached to the bias because I didn't really know at the time what the target for longs was other than the prominent drawn liquidity that were developed from the initial moves up. It was more of a skill issue today where I didn't notice the imbalances, so that's alright. I'll be harder on myself to not let that happen as often, as I know I am human. It's quite notable for you to miss out on things. Of course, as you keep going, it'll occur less and less, but it's not like you'll grow an invulnerability to it, you know? So I just gotta be patient and keep grinding. Alright, so today with the high time, it was looking pretty insane with us having some big confluences to work with, like the 4 hour order block. The 4 hour order block was developed from a prior accumulation range, which made price retesting this level a strong indicator for bearish, but we did have this hourly fair value gap which we're respecting currently to push bullish. We'll to see when we're closer to market open what price looks like, since it's a bit too early to tell what price could do. And the low time was currently showing that we were trading bullish overall, and we had a retracement to this 1 hour range which we seem to be struggling to break through as we bounced twice, and we did have imbalances to both sides, so I wanted to see market become more clear before going for a trade. And for the setup, I was waiting for a while for price to tap my entry. I'd place that where I would think it would be a perfect snipe, with there being an overall 5 minute order block plus 1 minute fair value gap and the 1 minute high low golden zone. This entry was placed with high conviction, and along with the LRLs to the buy side and the 4 hour order block acting as the high time retracement for us to move higher, I was really confident in this trade. And waiting for market open, one problem was that I didn't notice market open as I was too absorbed into my entry. I'd placed that I didn't notice before it was too late. Market dumped me and shoved a bunch of random pills on my ass while giving me a wedgie and cooked us for an instant loss of 400. And for what I could have done better, honestly, if I waited a bit longer, I could have caught this really nice trade. Obviously in the photo it's using the old confluences, but it's showing that the conviction behind the trade wasn't bad, but the timing was just not there. If I had waited past market open like I said I would before, it would have played out really nicely, and I was a bit too absorbed into looking at the trade that I didn't account for market open. But that's just my bad. Can't blame anybody else other than me. And honestly, I think I'll avoid pre-market trades for a bit now. Before they were serving well, but in this new environment that's a bit more aggressive, it's just not panning out as nicely, and a lot of times recently I've been stopped out from pre-market trades during market open, and a way I can avoid market open is just by waiting for it to pass before taking setup. So yeah, I'll be doing that moving forward. Alright, looking at the high time, we did have some nice displacement there in London, and because of that we could expect some chop before getting some movement. We did feel a little bit bearish since we were retesting this 4 hour order block, but we were contesting it with high volatility, developing bullish confluences on the hourly time frame. Because of this, I wanted to zoom in lower to possibly gauge a direction. And on the low time, we did have a bunch of bullish confluences made from the push up, which I did want to see the reaction off of. We did sweep out a bunch of internal highs, which I did note down, but I mainly wanted to see the reaction of the imbalances post market open for a more clear direction. And I did see this potential long position start playing out, but decided not to take it as it was a bit too close to market open for my liking, and I wanted to avoid it. Waiting until market open for some potential moves, really weren't getting anything until a bit later on where we developed some bearish candles. And I did see this move as a possible entry, but price just didn't hit the entry that I wanted, and the 1 minute fair value gap overlapped with the 1 minute high low golden zone. This didn't end up getting tapped as price used a 1 minute inverse fair value up to move down, so I didn't end up catching this move. So that's why I didn't force anything after price tapped to take profits. So I'm alright with today. For what I could have done better, perhaps I could have aimed for the 1 minute inverse fair value gap, since if we were to reverse from the position, it would have been a strong wave down instead of one where it would just chop retrace. Since we swept out so much LRLs to the buy side, it was definitely possible for price to just rip down, especially with the somewhat slow move up from market open. Alright guys, as you can see, absolutely chopped week I had. Still pretty rough as you can see, but I was just trying to make it work in this environment. I do know that I can do this. I can read the charts. It's more about getting the timing, which I think it makes me cutting out market open plays as an alright call, as even though it does show up on Sundays like Friday this week, it's not gonna be enough for me to say, okay, I can trade prior to market open, because it's not every setup that's gonna be like that, and the backtesting for this month shows that post market open plays are more consistent, so I'll be following what my data shows me. But yeah, other than that, that's about it for this week. So if you guys are interested, check out me and my friends Discord. It's a chill place for everybody to talk and grow as traders, and we're on the same journey to become the traders that we want to become. So yeah, join up if you guys are keen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.